It was meant to fix the scars of apartheid, but today South Africa's biggest wealth redistribution policy is accused of creating billionaires, deepening poverty, and slowing the economy. So is black economic empowerment saving the nation or breaking it? After the end of apartheid in the 1990s, South Africa faced a monumental challenge: how to close the vast gap between black South Africans, who made up the majority but had been systematically excluded from wealth, and the small white minority who controlled most of the economy. The solution was B, a set of rules requiring companies to sell shares to black investors, hire more black executives, and buy goods from black-owned businesses. The goal? Create a fairer economy and a thriving black middle class. In theory, it sounded like justice in action. But decades later, the results are complicated. Yes, some black South Africans have become business leaders and billionaires, but most of the benefits have gone to a very small, politically connected elite. Researchers estimate that over 1 trillion rand, that's about 56 billion US dollars, in assets have been transferred since B began. Yet much of this wealth is concentrated in the hands of fewer than 100 people. Meanwhile, inequality hasn't just stayed high. In some cases, it's worsened. Unemployment among black South Africans remains painfully high, with fewer than 40% in formal jobs. And for many small businesses, complying with B is expensive and complicated, costing the economy an estimated 2–4% of GDP each year. Now, B isn't the only example of this type of affirmative action. In the United States, similar debates rage over diversity quotas and minority contracting rules. In Malaysia, a policy called Bumiputera was designed to lift the ethnic Malay population. But decades later, critics say it created dependence and corruption. The challenge is universal. How do you correct historic injustice without creating new distortions in the economy? Today, B is under fire from all sides. Businesses complain about extra costs and red tape. Critics say it has slowed investment, scared off foreign companies, and turned public procurement into a playground for political cronies. Even the United States, under the Trump administration, has cited B as one reason for imposing 30% tariffs on South African exports. And yet surveys show nearly half of South Africans still support keeping B, even if they believe it needs reform. Supporters argue that without it, the wealth gap would be even wider, and the country more unstable. So here's the question. Can South Africa find a way to make B work for the many, not just the few? Or has it become a political symbol that's too costly to fix and too risky to abandon? What would you do if you were in charge? Scrap it, reform it, or double down? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious what you think. And if you want more deep dives into the real stories behind the headlines, hit subscribe and turn on notifications.